what you have is a movement backwards. Everything about the Trump administration is trying to bring about an earlier version of America. My name is Omar El Akkad. I'm a reporter and an author. I currently live in Portland, Oregon, on the west coast of the U.S. I was asked by the opinions editor of the Globe and Mail to write a feature trying to encapsulate everything that happened in the United States in 2017. I decided to take snapshots of the things I'd seen in different parts of the country. Because my book came out and I was doing a book tour, I was on the road for about 7 months of 2017. So, I traveled thousands of miles across the country, and I saw in different parts of America, I saw almost entirely different countries.
This isn't Donald Trump that divided a nation. We went 8 years with President Obama, and we went many years before President Obama. We lived in a divided nation.
And those two parts of the country are finding less and less in common with each other. And I think that's making a lot of Americans very afraid. The notion that they look around them and in very large parts of the country, they see an America that they don't recognize. What we've seen with the rise of the Trump administration is that some of the worst elements in America now feel comfortable saying the things they believe out loud to a wider audience, which again is a very dangerous thing. So I think right now one of the things that's happening is that a lot of people, particularly the progressives in America, are trying to figure out if Donald Trump represents this temporary anomaly, this thing that went wrong once and won't happen again, or if he represents something much more fundamental, something much more long-term. And so I think it's a very scary time for Americans right now because they're having trouble trying to figure out exactly what their country is and whether it really is one country or if the divisions are too drastic to ever bridge.
I'm a business person, and I tell my people, well, you don't need to fill slots, don't fill them. But we have some people that I'm not happy with their
But
thinking
Assistant
process.
Secretary of State, you're not getting rid of that position.
But let me tell you, the one that matters is me. I'm the only one that matters because when it comes to it, that's what the policy is going to be. You've seen that. You've seen it strongly.
I think what the Donald Trump administration represents and what the Republican Party represents at this point is a kind of movement to destroy government. You can look at almost any department in the United States, in the federal government. The energy department is run by somebody who specifically wanted to destroy the energy department. The education department is run by a woman who once supported a think tank that wanted to bring back child labor. The Environmental Protection Agency is run by somebody who doesn't believe in environmental protection. All of these things represent a movement backwards. They represent a movement to a time before these things came into play, which I think, unless you were a rich white man, was a much darker time, was a much worse time in American history. The Republican Party and the right wing in the United States is now made up almost entirely of people who would rather be on the right side of power than the right side of history.